Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most deceptive and fascinating military machines ever built, the Pereh, a vehicle that looked like an old tank but was actually one of Israel's most powerful secret weapons hidden in plain sight. At first glance, the Pereh appeared to be just another outdated armored vehicle. Its bulky shape, worn exterior, and old-school tank silhouette made it easy to dismiss. That was exactly the point, because what it carried was anything but outdated. For decades, the Pereh operated quietly within the Israeli Defense Forces. Even soldiers serving alongside it often had no idea what it truly was. This wasn't a tank designed to fire shells, but a missile platform disguised to survive on modern battlefields. The name Pereh means wild donkey in Hebrew, which already hints at its stubborn and resilient nature. Like its name, the vehicle blended into harsh environments while carrying an unexpected punch. Its entire design revolved around deception. To understand why the Pereh existed, you need to look at Israel's strategic reality. Surrounded by potential threats, Israel has always prioritized innovation, survivability, and surprise. The Pereh was a perfect embodiment of all three. During the late Cold War period, anti-tank guided missiles were becoming increasingly important. Traditional tanks were powerful but visible, and missile launchers were effective but vulnerable. Israel needed something that could strike from afar and survive retaliation. The solution was both clever and risky. Engineers took the chassis of the Magach tank, itself based on the American M48 and M60 patent series, and transformed it into something entirely new. On the outside, it still looked like a tank. On the inside, it was a missile ambush predator. The Pereh's main weapon was the Spike NLOS missile, known in Israel as Tamuz. This missile had an astonishing range for its time, capable of striking targets up to 25 kilometers away. That meant the Pereh could destroy enemy armor without ever being seen. Unlike traditional missiles, the Spike NLOS was guided in real time. Operators could watch live video from the missile seeker and adjust its course mid-flight. This gave the Pereh unmatched precision and flexibility. What made the deception so effective was the fake tank gun. The long barrel mounted on the turret wasn't a cannon at all. It was a hollow shell designed purely to sell the illusion. Underneath that fake gun was a hidden missile launcher. When closed, the turret looked completely normal. When opened, it revealed launch rails for multiple missiles, ready to fire and disappear before the enemy even knew what hit them. The Pereh carried up to 12 Spike missiles internally. That gave it enormous firepower for a vehicle that didn't look threatening at all. It could sit quietly behind friendly lines or even among real tanks without drawing attention. Camouflage played a major role in the Pereh's success. Its exterior was often deliberately weathered to look old and unimportant. In warfare, perception matters and enemies focus on what looks dangerous. Enemy forces trained to identify threats would naturally prioritize modern tanks, artillery, and air defenses. An old-looking tank that barely registered as a priority target. This misidentification gave the Pereh precious time. Time to observe, time to lock targets, and time to strike with deadly accuracy. By the time the missiles hit, it was already too late. The Spike NLOS wasn't just powerful, it was smart. It could attack from above, where enemy armor is weakest. It could be redirected to new targets mid-flight, or even aborted if needed. This level of control made the Pereh extremely versatile. It could destroy tanks, bunkers, command vehicles, and even slow-moving helicopters. It wasn't limited to one mission profile. Another key advantage was survivability. Because it fired from such long distances, the Pereh rarely needed to expose itself. It could relocate immediately after launching, avoiding counter-battery fire. The crew inside the Pereh consisted of highly trained specialists. Operating the missile system required precision, coordination, and nerves of steel. These crews were trusted with one of Israel's most sensitive capabilities. Secrecy was absolute. For years, the Pereh was officially described as a standard tank variant. Photos were censored, details classified, and discussion strictly limited. Even foreign intelligence agencies struggled to identify it correctly. Some believed it was merely an upgraded tank. Others suspected something unusual but lacked confirmation. The Pereh reportedly saw action in multiple conflicts, though details remained scarce. Its true capabilities were never advertised, and its successes were often attributed to other systems. This silence was intentional. The less the enemy knew, the more effective the Pereh remained. Surprise was its greatest weapon. As technology advanced, the Pereh continued to evolve. Improved electronics, better missiles, and enhanced communication systems kept it relevant for decades. However, nothing stays secret forever. In 2017, Israel officially revealed the Pereh to the public. Images and videos confirmed what some analysts had long suspected. The revelation stunned military observers worldwide. What many thought was an obsolete tank turned out to be one of the most advanced missile platforms ever fielded. By the time it was revealed, the Pereh had already been quietly retired from service. Its mission was complete, and newer systems had taken its place. This timing was no coincidence. Revealing the Pereh only after retirement ensured that no operational secrets were compromised. The deception had already paid off. The legacy of the Pereh lives on in modern military thinking. It demonstrated the power of disguise, misdirection, and unconventional design. Many modern weapon systems now emphasize stealth and deception, but few have taken it as literally as the Pereh. Disguising a missile launcher as a tank remains one of the boldest ideas in armored warfare. The Pereh also highlighted the importance of long-range precision weapons. It showed that you don't need massive firepower up close if you can strike accurately from afar. Psychologically, the Pereh was devastating. Enemy forces never truly knew what they were facing. Any old tank could suddenly unleash destruction from miles away. This uncertainty forced opponents to be cautious, slowing their movements and disrupting their plans. Fear of the unknown is a powerful weapon. The Pereh was not about brute force. It was about intelligence, patience, and timing. It rewarded careful planning and punished overconfidence. From an engineering standpoint, it was a masterpiece of adaptation. Taking an existing platform and turning it into something entirely different saved time and resources. It also allowed Israel to maintain plausible deniability. On paper, it was just another tank. In reality, it was a strategic sniper. The story of the Pereh reminds us that warfare is not always about the biggest guns or the fastest machines. Sometimes, the most effective weapon is the one no one notices. In a world obsessed with visibility and spectacle, the Pereh thrived by being overlooked. Its strength came from blending in rather than standing out. Even today, military planners study the Pereh as a case study in deception. It proves that innovation doesn't always mean something that looks futuristic. Sometimes the future hides inside the past. The Pereh looked like yesterday's tank but fought tomorrow's war. As conflicts become more complex, the lessons of the Pereh become even more relevant. Flexibility, surprise, and adaptability are more valuable than ever. The Pereh was never meant to be famous. It wasn't built for parades or propaganda videos. It existed to do one thing extremely well. And it did that job so quietly that most of the world never knew it was there. In the end, the Pereh stands as one of the greatest examples of military deception ever created. A tank that was never a tank, a weapon hidden in plain sight, and a reminder that sometimes the deadliest threat is the one you least expect. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most secretive armored vehicles in history, make sure to stick around for more stories like this. There are still countless hidden machines and untold stories waiting to be uncovered.